You stand there watching it. That is technically illegal. You can't assist the runner.
Right. We saw Fridge Perry do that a few years ago.
Yeah, we did that. Fridge.
That was one of the Bear highlights of the
appliance.
85 season, right? When he picked up Walter Payton and threw him forward.
Yep. He tossed him in over the line of scrimmage. Yeah, well, they can go in there and block.
You see.
76 was piling into the back of his quarterback and his center.
Mike Lorena.
Whatever, it worked. They got a first down, and they're knocking on the door again on the 30.
5:47 as the clock continues to run. 1st and 10 Whiting, 32-yard line. Giancola in motion to the near side. Here's the handoff, Ruiz. Ruiz left 30, 25, down to the 24-yard line.
They've got a nice little series going. They'll run that play, and then they run the bootleg off of it. Then they run that other counter. It's a pretty simple, basic offense. They're doing a good job of it.
Ruiz picked up 8 yards on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Any offense likes 2nd and 2.
They're eating up the time here, and they're bleeding the lifeblood out of Clark's chances here, Joe. It's with a 10-point lead. This thing's beginning to look like a big night for the little city on the lake they call themselves up here, Whiting, Indiana.
2nd and 2. Handoff.
Oops.
Near the first down, but pushed back.
Stopped him pretty cold.
Velez was the ball carrier. Rob Velez, just sophomore, 5'10", 180. Remember, a 1A school, Paul Strababi started his freshman year. Starting freshman is in sophomores is commonplace at a 1A school.
Yeah, it's nothing unusual here. If you're a football player, they throw you in there. They don't have the luxury of developing you on a JV. They do play a fresh, soft schedule.
3rd and 3.
Here comes your sweep, Joe.
Ruiz.
And they're ready for it.
Yep, they're ready for him this time. He breaks a tackle, but not those two.
Yeah.
He's going to go down.
Yeah.
Another good fundamental tackle.
Yeah, we've seen that on both sides. And Clark says timeout.
Clark call a timeout with 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
What was it, 3 weeks ago, John, when we had a 50-50 and ran at $750, and 2 weeks ago at Lowell it was $930.
And there was a $600 or $700 one out of Lake Central one night.
I think the fellas down here in the press box just realized that with 4:01 to go, they hadn't called the number yet.
Uh-oh. The heat's on. We're sitting there looking at our tickets.
You got 3 tickets here.
Absolutely.
That's right.
3 tickets.
That Center Street, located behind the stadium, is a one-way street that exits towards the administrative building. Please abide by city code.
Clark needs to get the football back. It's 4th down and 7. Fourth down and 7 with 4:01. Next Friday night, we begin on the road to the RCA Dome with the rematch of a 4 overtime game from earlier this season. Will be at Demery Stadium in Maryville. The Big Red of Portage and the Maryville Pirates.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
Next Friday night as we open the playoffs on PBS 56. They're going to go here, John, from the
Yeah, they're going to go.
30.
I thought they might punt the ball, but I think they're just going to.
Rig under center.
There's that same boot action.
He's going to get hit. There's a big play. Clark's going to get good field position.
It's a huge play. I like my play better there. I think that punt down in the corner would have worked pretty well.
That punt's looking real good right now.
That punt's looking good. Easy to be up here in second guess, Joe, but Coach Kane evidently felt the 30, there wasn't much future kicking in the end zone. Even a running play that was eating up a little more clock, but he was going for it. The typical, the Whiting spirit. They're pretty wide open up here. They're not noted for being real conservative.
Russell Wilson with his 4th sack at least of the night.
Russell Wilson, the sack man.
1st and 10, Clark. 3:54 as the clock stops on change of possession. Yanders in motion. Long, going to roll the right side, looking. Dumps it off underneath. Nevejas on his feet. Get out of bounds, young man. Yep, got the first down in the Whiting territory at the 49-yard line.
Well, a quick score, either a field goal or a touchdown, and then we're looking at the onside kick. So it ain't over till it's over.
Long dumps it off underneath to Nevejas.
2-yard line.
Down here at halftime, Joe, we're reminiscing with some of the veteran fans here at Whiting, Mr. Buckley and some of his buddies, and we're talking about Timmy Klosek, a tragic accident here that when he was a freshman at Wisconsin, a wide receiver from Whiting.
Long rolls
There it
left,
goes.
flag down over the middle, incomplete.
And
It'll
the
be
flag
second and
is
10.
down.
Long, incomplete.
Eddie Fritz played here at Whiting, went down to IU and played at your alma mater, Joe. Got a knee injury. Phil Matea, who became principal here later, played at Purdue. Steve Manich, Purdue surveyor. Franklin Dvorsky. It goes on and on. These guys have had players here for most of their 70 years of football. And, of course, the latest one, down there, as you said, redshirting at Ball State, Paul Strabavi.
Oh, they got more. I think Dave Verda from the team is playing at Butler.
You're right. Verda's playing.
First down and 15.
Oh, I'm sure I missed a lot of them. You always hesitate to, but just thinking of some of the great ones. And, of course, as I mentioned before, Joe Kopsha, Chicago Bears, became a Dr. Joe Kopsha.
56 Nightly News weeknights at 6:30 on PBS 56. First and 15, Clark. Trailing by 10, Long looking in the pocket. Going to be hit and go down at the 42-yard line.
Number 40, Matt Long, sacked by number 67, Kyle Pascalo.
Kyle Pascalo on the sack. It'll be second and 16. Portage and Maryville, John, both the teams a 14-14 tie in regulation earlier this year, and then a 4 overtime game. Maryville was trailing early to Chesterton.
Well,
No report on that Portage-LaPorte game. Here's Long. Pat rolling right. Runs it upfield, get out of bounds, dives out of bounds at the midfield stripe. That'll stop the clock, but he's going to have a third down and Long coming up.
he's going to have a third and right about 10, and it's getting desperation time for the Pioneers.
17-7. We were tied at halftime.
Raffle worth $216.50.
$216 tonight.
There we go.
It's number 8328203.
We were only 100 off.
Oh, that's close. Screen.
Long to Grenchik with the screen.
Nice.
Grenchik on his feet. Grenchik with a nice block.
Gonna go.
Oh, he loses the football and picks it up and
Retains
falls
it.
on it at the 22.
Fumbles
He might
it
have gone all the
midfield.
way.
Wow, we've got to see a replay on this one, Joe. He fumbles it. He may have been changing hands.
He had a blocker trailing him, too, that might have got him in the end zone.
See if here we go. Here's our replay. Grenchik over the middle. He's got the ball in the left hand. Let's see what happened. Now he's in the broken field.
In his haste to get in the end zone,
He just dropped it. Nobody laid a hand on him, and how fortunate he was to retain that football. Had to fumble it twice and recover it twice. But
that
they're
would have
down
made things
there.
real interesting, John, if he gets in the end zone with 2:30 to go. First and 10, Clark. Officials timeout.
I'm not sure what they're talking over here to the line judge. Referee Ike Halashak and his crew out of
First
the
and
Calumet
10.
Association. He says everything's all right. Here we go.
We'll check out the Renegade poll here
Renegade
after
poll.
this play. First and 10. Long. Got a
There he
man
is.
breaking at the 7 to the 5. Down at the 2-yard line. It'll be first and goal. Clark.
Goal.
Grenchik again on the reception. Pioneers got to hurry up. Well, they're going to use a timeout.
There's a replay.
Nope.
There goes
And-
Long.
Coaching staff didn't want a timeout there.
No. Another good, solid shoulder tackle that kept him from going into the end zone. Right on the 1-yard line. I think we're going to have a furious finish here, Joe.
Yep, somebody called a timeout. I don't think Coach Mason wanted one.
Not necessarily.
It'll be first and goal, Clark, from inside the 2. 2:15 to go, John, and obviously you got to think 7, and then an onside kick.
Yeah, they got to go for 7, and then I don't know what kind of a field goal kicker range they have. But if they get the ons, if they can score on the first play, you've got a lot of time with 2 minutes still to play. Extra point will be an untimed down.
Tonight, Channel 56 is recognizing Marvin Rigg for his dedication to Whiting High School athletics.
First and goal, Clark. Sneak, looked like touchdown. There's the call. Pat Long gets it in from 2 yards away.
Only used up 5 seconds.
And it's a 17-13 ball game. So even after the Grenchick fumble, Scott came back and caught the next pass and set up the touchdown. A 2-yard run for Pat Long.
A very important extra point because it leaves them within range of the field goal if they can hit it.
To send it to OT. Steve Avina, who's looked very good kicking the football tonight. Punting and place kicking. Snap is good. Kick is up. Kick is good.
Good. And no time ran off, of course. They only used 5 seconds to score on that running play. And now we'll see, first of all, Coach Kane, how will he deploy his folks?
17-14. Again, our 90-minute pledge special next Thursday night from 8 to 9:30 as we get you ready for the high school football sectional
61 and 23. Wow. Is that his?
That was a couple weeks ago. He's even hotter than that now.
He's even improved on it.
He's over 75%.
Got his top 10s. There we go.
Portage still number 1 in the Renegade poll. They've been there the entire season, even after the loss to Lake Central.
Mm-hmm. Renegade was vindicated after that, though. They came back and played well.
You have to take the Renegade and Mark with a grain of salt. He's an entertainer.
Well, I've heard other adjectives used,
yeah,
but
right.
entertain is all right. This is a family show, isn't it? 2 minutes and 10 seconds, Joe. And the strategy here, of course, everybody in the stands, we may have, 1,500, 2,000 people up here tonight. Everybody knows that it's an onside kick. How well have these coaches prepared? Whiting, looks like they got the good hands group up in front.
It was that timeout they used a moment ago was their second. That really could have hampered their defense from being able to stop the clock. So then you really have to, just with one timeout, you have to go for the onside kick.
Yeah, you don't have any choice.
Well, Avina now is way down there. Looks like he's not going to kick it. Line drive it. That's going to go out of bounds. A little too hard.
Yeah,
so Whiting will get it safe.
Yeah, that one didn't look too good. That didn't look like it's been worked on a lot because the kick you want there is you kick the top half
of the ball,
right? And you get that thing hopping and spinning. That one didn't look good from the start.
Looked like he got too much of the middle of the football there.
Way too much.
So with 2:10 left, Whiting will have it on the 40-yard line with a 17-14 lead.
Another strategy they'll do, and sometimes they like to just chip the ball over that front line and try to run down under it, but Whiting's got the ball. We're not going to see much very fancy right now, Joe.
No. They will run, and then Clark will use their last timeout.
2 hands on the ball. Don't allow them to hold you up while the next guy strips you. Go down when you're hit under contact, and whatever you do, don't fumble.
Well,
and the
Clark
clock is running.
Well, it's going to hold on to their last timeout, get the ref to start that 25-second clock.
Whiting doesn't want to run these plays too fast, Joe. They're still 15 seconds.
Yeah, he's going to get up to the line of scrimmage and
take
watch
a look.
The clock.
He's going to. There he goes. Now he says, "I'm going to look at it. I'm going to wait till it gets down about 5. Here we go. 4, 3. Good timing. 2 hands.
Ruiz
on the ball.
tackled in the backfield for a loss on the play. So that's a big play for Clark. It will get the ball set quickly. As they stop Ruiz, it's going to be 3rd down and 10.
Okay, the 25-second clock had a little lag there, but it's started a second or two. is going to run it down regardless. At 4th down is going to come up somewhere down around 40 seconds.
Well, they're going to stop it here.
I would think.
The pitch.
Well, that's
Ruiz hit. Now they got to use the last timeout. Got to use it, fellas. Timeout with 47 seconds left.
Run off 3 or 4 seconds there. And now on 4th down, be interesting to see.
Got to come after him.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see the situation here. Of course, they'll punt it. They don't dare. Some coaches have rolled the dice, but not this close to your goal line. Sometimes if they're really afraid of a punt, they'll just run that thing saying that they're going to leave you with so little time. But the timeout now means the clock will not start until the ball is snapped. So we've got what the pros would consider all kinds of time. The high school players aren't quite that skillful, but they're pretty darn good at using the clock.
4th and 11. See Coach Kane talking to his punt team.
Jeff Kane, good guy, good coach. Again, Paul Laub, longtime girls basketball coach up here, Joe, AD.
Yeah, he's the AD during football season, then Ed's the AD,
the rest of the time.
Right.
I looked in the program because I thought, as they call him, Moon, which is his nickname up here, and here's a go, got that punt off.
Giancola got it away.
Better get down and cover this one.
Oh, he threw up the old hand, and then he tried to run with it.
Well, they didn't throw up the flag.
Steve Avina,
Yeah, we're going to see some wide open things.
He did throw up the arm there quickly, and then he tried to pull it back.
Yeah.
So Clark with just 37 seconds, there you see it. He threw it up there, and then Avina made the catch. That's a fair catch. He can't go anywhere.
Whoops. Well, they allow him 2 steps. So the referee used good judgment there. He could have thrown a penalty. There's nothing. It wasn't a flagrant violation. There's no intent to take advantage of the fair catch. But they could have flagged him for probably for delay of game. I'm not sure what the call would have been.
1st and 10. 37 seconds left. Long. Oh, nice spin move. Fires the middle. Got his man. It's going to be a 1st down. The 1st down will stop the clock.
Stop the clock.
Joey Cantor on the catch. Clock stopped at 27.
Their side of the 50.
1st and 10, Clark 45-yard line in their territory.
I believe Rob Vrabel on that stop, number 22.
Pat Long fires, looking for the out-of-bounds marker. It's tipped, and it's caught by one of the Pioneers at the 41-yard line.
Down, stops the clock.
It stops the clock
14
again
seconds.
to the 41 with 14 left.
Got time for a couple more plays.
They're a
Joe.
long pass down the sidelines away from being in field goal range. Look at that catch up the deflection.
As soon as they start that clock after the 1st down, here we go, spike it, and they did. Now they've still got time for 2 plays. If there's a pass lateral or anything in the...
Gary Ridgely used to have it all in.
Oh, he had it.
We saw the hook and ladder in this game last year.
We saw it, absolutely. If there was a play, Ridgely had it.
He had his own place that no one else had.
I used to see Ridgely on Sunday mornings at the Commander restaurant out in Munster. I think he was working on those plays on the back of those placemats. Yeah, napkins. Boy, he and his staff would come out there. Those guys did a great job. Good football coaches.
1st down. Well, it's going to be 2nd down. They didn't move the play marker down there, but it is 2nd down and 10 as they stop the clock with the spike from the 40. Long. Looking's got time. Going to fire down the sideline. Got a man turning it. Almost picked off by George Ruiz. And a good defensive play. And we're down to 5 seconds.
We're down to 5. Unless there's a penalty, this game's going to end here, Joe.
That was the right call, John. But George Ruiz came up and made a great defensive play.
He really did. He was open. The ball got there a little late. And if this play is unsuccessful, Whiting's going to pull it out. Clark is not going down without a great effort here. What a fine football game we've seen. Just what we expected up here in this whole rivalry. They started playing in 1934. They played for 65 years, and this is a good one.
3rd down and 10.
And it's all right here.
Long with time. He's going to empty it out downfield. Tipped up and incomplete, and Whiting will win the football game. Whiting will win the football game tonight. What a valiant effort by the Clark Pioneers. They ran out of time on that last drive.
Really a fine game.
17-14 Whiting.
Clark has nothing to be ashamed of, Joe. And now next week, after 9 weeks of preseason, we start the serious stuff now, the Indiana State playoff.
All right, the final score. Whiting 17, Clark 14. Another great job by our crew fighting the elements.
Beautiful.
Fellas, a great job tonight. Game looked great on PBS 56. We'll see you Thursday night, our 90-minute edition of the Prep Football Report. It'll be pledge night if you can support high school football on 56. So we ask you to do that on Thursday, and then next Friday for Maryville, Portage, and Maryville to kick off the playoffs. We'll see you Thursday night on the Prep Football Report. For John Friend, this is Joe Redondo. Good night.